All right, welcome to Tuesday Morning Mix, everybody. Hey, how are you?
Doing good,
Yes,
hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. Maybe you're coming off a 3-day weekend. You had a good Juneteenth. Festivities went on okay. Actually, the rain held off for a number of them. So, yeah, I think we got off kind of scot-free. It's okay.
I know, and I want to say the center in Aiken, they're still doing something all week, so you can go out there. You guys did that interview on Friday.
Very true.
So you can check them out.
Very true. Check out Juanita and, yeah, the African American Center for Culture and Art and Heritage. Again, that's going to be wrapping up with this Saturday with a big event as well. Yeah, all of that information there as well.
A lot of things happening.
Okay, so, yeah, we're having a good time here.
We are, yeah, and you know, we're sitting here thinking about food already. I was just saying how I'm full because I just had this big burrito from Taco Bell, but then we start talking about sweets, and now I'm kind of like, well, you know what? I could use something sweet.
Well, you know what? That's really crazy because today is a special day for you then.
I know. Are you bringing me something? Is this a special day?
I can't believe we just brought that up at the same time we're about to do this story. You can grab a straw, grab a spoon. Today, vanilla milkshake day, everybody.
I want a milkshake now.
Me,
Where's our milkshake?
Every day could be a milkshake day. I
That's
don't care.
true.
The classic frozen treat just might seem basic since it's just vanilla ice cream and milk, but hey, spice it up any way you like it. You can do sprinkles, you can do whipped cream, you can do candy pieces, you can do adult beverages or things of the like.
That's true. Sweets and adult beverages, that can go hand in hand. Believe it or not, milkshakes were touted as wholesome drinks back in the early 1900s. So maybe you should stay away from the adult beverage if that's the case.
Okay.
Now they're probably a calorie splurge for most, but hey, it's okay to indulge today as long as you keep it vanilla because it is Vanilla Milkshake Day. Now I want a milkshake, but maybe I'll have one waiting for me come lunchtime. Wink, wink, hint, hint. So we'll see.
I'm trying to actually remember the last time I had a milkshake, and it's been more than a minute. That's for sure.
I've had a smoothie. Yeah, I've done some smoothies.
Smoothies, yeah. Milkshakes, they're the different ones. I got to go to places. Favorite place, they had the one in Aiken when I was a kid growing up. They still have it in North Augusta, but the Pink Dipper. Love you guys at the Pink Dipper. They make the milkshakes, they make the hot fudge sundaes, boom. So if it's a vanilla milkshake day, I may be heading your way, guys. So look out for me at the Dipper, downtown North Augusta.
That is a classic, hot fudge sundae.
Oh, yeah.
My dad would always get a hot fudge sundae. And then sometimes I'd be like, Dad, can I have some of yours?
Would you like nuts or sprinkles?
Some of yours?
Yes, I want it all. Just
Yeah.
put it all on it.
Okay, something else that's kind of been trending right now, you've probably seen this video. It's actually kind of crazy, especially when you see the aftermath of this, right? She's not the first one, though, but maybe the first one to have quite a bruise. Pop star Bebe Rexha is recovering after being hit by a cell phone thrown at her while on stage during her New York concert.
Oh, my Lord.
And there she is saying, hey guys, I'm okay, but I have this bruise. The singer posted a video on social media of her injuries. It's from Sunday's concert, and it shows Rexha bringing her hands to her face in shock once she's hit. Then she drops to her knees as crew members rush to the stage behind her.
Did you see that? Oh my gosh, watch it again.
Perfect hit. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it had to be right in front of her.
You can't, wow, you couldn't see that coming. Rexha was taken by EMS to an area hospital. She's in stable condition. The New York Police Department says, oh, get this, they found it. 27-year-old Nicholas Malvagna of New Jersey was arrested and charged with assault in connection with the incident. A concert was held at Pier 17 in New York. It was obviously cut short. According to fans who shared angry messages on social media and posted videos of Rexha being escorted off the stage. Okay, you can be incensed about it, but obviously it's not her fault.
No, it's not. And you know what? I don't know when people will stop because this isn't the first time people have just thrown something on stage. A lot of times people have thrown things on stage. It doesn't necessarily always hit the artist, right? But I do think it kind of is disrespectful. I mean,
Do you think?
Yeah, no matter what you're throwing, because sometimes people want to throw roses and be like lovey-dovey or something sweet. I get that, but I just feel like you have to be careful and just think about what you're doing.
If you didn't like Bebe Rexha, why'd you go to the show? Why'd you pay all the money?
And
why
why
are you
would
going to
you throw
waste
your phone out of all things?
of all things?
Did you think she was going to say, hey, here's my number and hand it back to you?
Wrong artist. Call me maybe. No, that's
Yeah.
the wrong one altogether. Yeah, you're not getting your phone back. And guess what? You've got a lovely record now.
Yeah.
Not the record that spins. So there you
I
go.
think people can argue this about celebrities. They think that they're supposed to be kind to all fans no matter what they do. We can go back to Bad Bunny's moment when a fan like runs up next to him and is trying to do a selfie, right? And he
Yeah.
takes her phone and throws it in the lake. Well, maybe he shouldn't have done that, but at the same
No.
time, you should respect a person's space. And I do agree that stage for them, that's part of their space, right? They're here to bring you a
Well,
performance.
I mean, there's why you have a line of security in front of the stage. Now, if you're smart enough somehow to get through that, then yeah, watch out, artists. But I mean, let's say Tom Jones, the classic singer Tom Jones. He used to get, and even Elvis, you used to get underwear and panties and bras thrown on stage.
Just recently, MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, was doing a concert and someone threw their pink bedazzled jacket. It actually matched his hot pink pants.
So
he took off his shirt and put the jacket on and sang a little bit in it and then handed it back.
Now, not to mention also, there have been streakers. I mean, I can remember just a number of different crazy things that fans have done on stage when they have one of their favorite artists. That actually leads us to our social question here for you today. What's the craziest thing that you think you've seen a celebrity's fan do? A celebrity's fan has ever done? Boy, that runs the gamut. Morning Mix,
listed
WRDW. I know, from streaking to throwing phones to roses to...
Running on stage trying to hug that person like you know them.
Yeah. What was it? Was it Adam Levine with Maroon 5?
Oh, did that happen to him?
Yeah, that's happened to him, I'm sure, more than a couple of times, too. But, yeah. So what is the craziest thing you've seen a fan do, a celebrity fan on stage? Tell us on our Facebook page. We'll talk about that at the end of the show today, too.
Interesting.
Weird, wild stuff.
Yeah. All right, coming up, a college student who's also a published author of a series that writes books to help kids deal with everyday challenges. He's in our studio, and we're going to talk about his books next.
Awesome. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? Good. How are you?
Good.
Morning.
Sit in the lucky orange chair.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Morning Mix. He started writing on his free time and as a medical student, and we can tell he doesn't have a lot of time, right? And still, he wrote 3 books dedicated to kids, and he's joining us now to talk more about the books and the inspiration behind them. We are joined this morning with Vikash Aiken to talk to us about these books that you have in your hand.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good to see you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for finding time and coming on the show because we know you're busy.
Of course.
But talk to us. What made you want to become an author?
Yeah, definitely. So I just, I wanted to always write books since I was in high school. It's been kind of on my bucket list, something that'd be really cool. So what kind of started off as like a joke, as like, hey, I'm going to write a book, has now become into a 3-book series. All children's books directed to students or kids regarding health topics that they can inform themselves and carry out better lifestyles for themselves. For sure.
And tell us a little bit about your inspiration behind putting these together.
Yeah, definitely. So I, obviously read lots of books growing up, and I wanted to kind of do the same. I wanted to, get that information out to kids. Get all that health tips, because I'm in the medical field and I also want to pursue something along the lines of that. So being able to convey tips regarding these 3 topics, it was really fun to write the books and, get the word out there to all the people, work with people along the way, doctors, proofreaders. My own family was really supportive as well. So it's been a really great journey.
Yes, congratulations. And now you have the 3 books, and it's focused, your target audience are children.
Correct.
So tell me, why kids?
Definitely. So as a medical student, I only have so much amount of knowledge. I obviously want to write to everyone, but with the amount of knowledge that I have, it'd be best that I wrote it to children, tips that I learned when I was growing up, tips that I think, children should know, especially, with the pandemic that just occurred and all the other various health issues that we face in today's world. I think it's important that children know the basics and fundamentals as they grow up for the future.
And you have a 3-book series here, so
Yes.
let's talk about exactly what they're focusing on.
Yeah, definitely. So the first one right here is outsmarting sickness. So this talks about all the diseases, how to prevent yourself, how to stay safe from viruses, infections. So, washing your hands, staying hygienic, all those kind of details and matters. The second book is Snap, Share, Smile. So this one is kind of related with the social media aspects, mental health aspects of the health and stuff. So if you're on Instagram for too long, or if you're on TikTok for too long,
Right.
And you're endlessly scrolling, how can you refresh yourself? How can you walk away, step away, grasp the real world? So
Like read a book.
exactly.
And we actually were just talking about this on the show recently, so this really goes in today's day and age.
Definitely,
Right.
yeah, and like self-image and self-expression, like how you perceive yourself based on how you, look at other pictures online. So that kind of self-awareness. So that's about the second book. And the third book is Food Frenzy. So this talks about like the nutrition, what type of food to eat. So making sure to eat your fruits, vegetables, protein, getting that daily intake, how much intake. And that's covered in the third book. And all the books, they're really funny. It talks about Dr. Doodle. He's like a scientist, doctor on like an adventure, and each chapter covers a different topic. So each chapter in the table of contents, let me find it. So like each chapter covers like a different story,
Right.
and it goes on like a different adventure. So one adventure is, talking about sneezes and how to correctly, cover your mouth when you sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
The next one talks about masks and proper hygiene. So each chapter is like a nice little story, and it goes on like a nice little adventure.
And it's all approached to the kids.
Yes,
in a
of
kid's
course.
way.
They
Exactly.
can enjoy it, but also
Yes.
learn something.
Exactly. Really fun, but very informative as well.
And where can people go for more information on you and your books?
Definitely. So for me, I'm just a student right now, so you can go anywhere for that information. But for the books, you can go on Amazon or Kindle and purchase them online. They're also available on online retail stores such as Barnes & Noble. as well.
All right, just look for the adventures of Dr. Doodle.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wishing you the best too. You graduated 2 years, so
Yes.
already early congratulations.
Thank you
It's
so
gonna fly
much.
by.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. Let's check in right now. First Alert meteorologist Tim Strong back from a day. Happy belated Father's Day, by the way.
That same to you, my friend. I wish I could say there's sunshine for us all, but unfortunately that's not the case. Overcast skies, feeling muggy, just kind of a gloomy start again for Tuesday. Some areas already seeing rainfall. We have not been the target of rain yet. I say yet because there is going to be more of an opportunity later on this afternoon. Barnwell County, Allendale County definitely seeing some of that heavier rainfall, as well as Bamberg County just outside of the viewing area in Orangeburg. Still not seeing any breaks in the cloud cover. Right now, temperatures still kind of holding about the same way we've been since sunrise, between 5, 6 o'clock this morning. Middle 70s, a breeze about 6, humidity's high. Planner is going to favor more of that afternoon chance for showers and thunderstorms, and it doesn't look like we're going to tip the scale very high as far as high temperatures, just kind of gravitating into those lower 80s here. So don't expect a lot of heat. Humidity you'll get lower to mid 70s, between about 72 to 75 from Crawfordville here in Augusta, 73 Aiken, low 70s in Allendale, where we're finding rain right now in Bamberg. But looking at about an 8 to 10 degree below average forecast here. If we're lucky, some areas might not even make it into the 80s later on today. And as far as the rain outlook, some of those showers and storms could be a little bit heavy at time, posing a little bit more of a flash flood risk, a little more elevated in the areas in yellow, slight risk along and north of I-20. We're talking Saluda, Edgefield, parts of Aiken County, right around the metro to the south, that marginal risk. But that's the way it's going to look the entire week. Our marginal to slight risk will be hanging around all the way through Friday here. We have lower 80s coming in. Some areas that may see a little break in the clouds have the potential for an 83 to 85 mark. But I'll tell you what, the rain chances just hang around this cutoff low, which is going to continue to just feed moisture here for the next several days and stall out, is going to be the same way we're looking at Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. There we are sitting at about 5 o'clock. There's not much of a change as far as getting rid of the heavier rainfall, which will stick around there through Wednesday, Thursday. High temperatures just kind of barely gravitating into those lower 80s. And by the weekend, we'll finally see a little bit of a warm up there, middle upper 80s. But last day of spring, first day of summer tomorrow, just not getting the heat like
No.
Huh?
No, as a matter of fact, batten down the hatches.
Yeah, lots of rain coming in.
Okay, keep the umbrella close then.
Do so.
Appreciate it, Tim.
Sure.
All right, coming up, summertime is here, as we say. The four-legged babies at the Aiken SPCA, hey, they want a vacation too. We're going to tell you how you can do just that to provide them that with their adventure days and more. That's coming up.
Plus, we're going downtown to show you the renovations being done to the Imperial Theater.
And we are going to be talking with a homeschool mom and a local author that wrote a book that a lot of parents will feel represented for. That's coming up next here on Morning Mix.
To meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get.
He's like, but I have it so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell you what, I'm gonna get on this side. I'll be down here with him.
We just wait.
They had two teasers, but
Oh, yeah. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Perfect. Mic.
His favorite is when I carry him, like carry him on my hip like a baby.
Oh, do you like that? My dog wants to be carried like that. Do you like being carried? Welcome back to Morning Mix. It's officially the dog days of summer. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to say that for the longest time. Cammie Vogel is Foster and Volunteer Services Manager with the Aiken SPCA Albrecht Center for Animal Welfare. And she joins us here, as does Scoober, who she is fostering right now, to tell us what's going on at the center this summer, including their Adventure Days program. Hey, Cammie. Hey, Scoober. Good morning.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
So this is Scoober. He's a 1-year-old mixed breed. He is, as you said, he is my foster dog. I'm currently trying to get him adopted. And one of the best ways that we can encourage people to get our dogs out in the community and help find them homes is to participate in our Adventure Day program. This really entails just people coming into the shelter. They can pick up a dog. It's as easy as signing a piece of paper, picking a dog out. We give them leash, collar, water bowls, water, pretty much everything that you need to take out a dog for the day. If you're interested in taking them for a sleepover, we also provide you with their food. And then take them out into areas around the community. We have a whole list of businesses and places around Aiken that love to have our dogs come visit. And it's something that I do with Scoober quite often, actually.
Yes, every time you mention his name, there he goes.
I know, look at him, so cute. And this is a great way to ultimately adopt or foster. Can you talk to us about your foster program?
Yeah, absolutely. So our foster program, so our Adventure Days is kind of like the baby version of our foster program versus taking them out for just a day, our foster program. We kind of have 2 different levels of it. We have like our emergency fostering, which we do when we're super overcrowded, which is right now and pretty much always. Where people can take a dog for 2 or 3 weeks just to kind of get a feel for it. But then we also have our adoption ambassador program where people take a dog on and then they assume the responsibility of taking that dog out into the community and helping us find a home for them.
And you see some photos there of Scoober being taken out for Adventure Days. We all should also include the fact that June is Cat Adoption Month. You have a lot of cats right now.
We do have a lot of cats right now. We have, I want to say, between our available cats and our cats that are not yet available for adoption, we have about 100 cats in our care. We have new kittens hitting the floor every single week. I know that's something that a lot of people are looking for this time of year. School's out, you have a little bit of extra time. It's time to come in and get those kittens and puppies.
Right.
But yeah, so we have a ton of available adult cats as well that are super great.
And speaking of overcrowding and having a lot of animals at the shelter right now, we always kind of touch on this, the importance of spaying or neutering your pets.
Absolutely, yeah. An unfixed animal can create hundreds of kittens or puppies within just a couple of years when their puppies or kittens aren't being fixed, and then their puppies and kittens aren't being fixed. It can create a real problem.
Right. So now, if somebody was interested in either fostering or doing Adventure Days or even possibly just adopting, what would the process be for them to get in touch with you?
So you can visit our website, which is letlovelive.org. You can call us at 803-648-6863, or you can always just stop by the shelter, which is located at 199 Willow Run Road in Aiken, South Carolina. We always have people that are willing to happy to help, and we're always looking to get our animals into their forever homes.
And let's just put it out there again. Scoober is available if you would like to foster or adopt. He's adorable.
He is. He thinks he's about the size of a Chihuahua. He loves to be held, as you can see. He is most comfortable sitting in a lap or cuddling up next to you on the couch. He definitely has some energy. He's only a year old, so he still has that puppy energy. But at the end of the day, he really just wants to be with his people.
Okay, and really quick, we have to wrap, but I also do want to say you have Yappy Hour that is also happening this evening.
It is tomorrow night.
Oh,
so
tomorrow
it's tomorrow
night.
from 6 to 8. We also have a dog wash that's happening this Saturday. Both events are weather dependent, so make sure you check updates on our Facebook page.
All right, letlovelive.org. Check that out.
All right. Thanks so much, Cammie. We appreciate it. And thank you, Scoober, for blessing our studio with puppy love.
All right. It's the oldest theater in the greater Augusta area. First opening in 1918 as the Wells Theater. 105 years later, the historic Imperial Theater continues to amaze thousands of audience members while undergoing major renovations. Our Maria Sellers is live at the Imperial now with more info on it. Hey, Maria.
Hey, Cliff, Zana, good morning. And with me here we have Charles Scavullo, the Executive Director of the Imperial Theater. So, Charles, thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
My pleasure. Good to see you.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the history of this building and the last time it underwent a major renovation.
The building was built in 1917, opened as the Wells Theater in 1918, and shortly thereafter, unfortunately, it was forced to close at the end of 1918. It reopened in 1919 as the Imperial Theater, operated as a movie theater into the 70s and closed in 1981. It was saved in the mid-1980s, and in the mid-1980s was the first big renovation of the theater.
Wow, so it's been more than 30 years since a major renovation. So why did you guys decide to have these renovations now?
Well, they were definitely needed. I got here 16 years ago and was able to identify very quickly that a lot of work was needed on the building. We have been able to complete $1.6 million worth of primarily infrastructure work over the last 6 or 7 years. Now it's time to spend time with the aesthetics and with the interior of the building, and in particular with patron comfort and convenience.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about what those renovations can entail and what patrons who will come in will expect to see once it's all done.
Well, right now we're doing a painting project in the orchestra section of the theater, which involves painting the ceiling, the walls, repairing plaster work. So when the season starts in August and September, people will be able to see, obviously, the improvements that were made then. Further on down the road, we have other improvements that are needed in terms of improving the restrooms. The ladies' room needs to be expanded, the men's room needs to be relocated and expanded, and concessions needs to be expanded to make it more efficient and get people through the concessions process quickly and more easily. Also make the entire building more consistent or compliant with Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah, and that's so important. So what kind of timeline are we looking at for the completion of this project?
We're hoping to we have a 5-phase master plan. We're hoping to have 2 or 3 of the master plan projects done within the next 2.5 to 3 years. All told, the 4th and 5th projects probably in 4 or 5 years.
Wow, so what can people expect to see when this is done, and kind of, how are you feeling about these renovations?
Well, overall, with regard to the relocation and expansion of the restrooms and concessions, and that also involves the box office as well as installing an elevator in the front of the building, it'll be a total transformation and reimagining of the front. So the front will look completely different than it does now. The reason for our needing to do that is that the building was originally constructed so that it could be subdivided and rented. So it's at multi-levels. You have to go down steps to get to concessions. You have to go down steps or down a ramp to get to the ladies' room. And it's not convenient at all. So overall, it's going to be a fantastic improvement, and people will be able to recognize the minute they walk through the door all the changes that have occurred.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Charles. I am definitely excited to see what this looks like after these renovations. Now I'm going to turn things back over to Cliff and Zayna in the studio.
All right.
Wow.
Thanks, Maria. It's going to be really neat to see when this comes together, right?
Absolutely.
A building that's been there for, you said, over
It's
105
years old.
Yeah, wow.
And they've been trying to do the renovations for ages, and then still doing the shows at the same time.
Sure.
Charles has got his hands full with this, so best of luck to you guys for that.
Okay, well, the kids are out of school, but the learning doesn't stop. For parents, at least, one local author is sharing her experience of homeschooling in her latest book, I Quit, Confessions of an Imperfect Homeschool Mom. And we have her in the studio with us. Tiffany Wasson is in to tell us more about her and her book. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
Yes, nice to have you. Welcome to Morning Mix.
Yes.
Before we get into your book that you have here, tell us what led you to make the decision to homeschool your kids?
Okay, so my kids were my oldest was in 2nd grade, and the youngest one was barely into kindergarten. And we started noticing that he was struggling with handwriting. And so we did testing and things like that, and it turned out he had dysgraphing dyslexia. And so he was really struggling, and we decided we needed to do something different. And so during the summer, the Lord was like, you're going to homeschool your kids. And I was like, no, I'm not. I fought it tooth and nail. I cried for like 2 weeks. I was like, this isn't happening. I can't do this. But just throughout the summer, I just really felt like we needed to do that, and give him something different, give him some help, encourage him a little bit, because as a 2nd grader, he was, calling himself stupid and dumb and saying he couldn't do it. And I was like, that's not how a 2nd grader should be talking about himself. So we decided to take the plunge and homeschool our kids. So
And the title says it all. I don't know if you can get a close-up on the cover of the book. There
you
it is. Wow. I Quit, Confessions of an Imperfect Homeschool Mom. Why did you want to share this experience with the others in a book form?
Because I'm an encourager at heart. Like, I truly do want to inspire and encourage other people to do things that they feel led to do. But really, when it comes to homeschool, it is not an easy feat. And I wanted to show and share the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because as a mom, if you decide to do this, or as a family, because it's a family decision. So if you decide to do this, it's something that you're like, I need somebody to be real with me and be truthful with me and tell me what it's really like and not sugarcoat it. And so there are so many joys. It's a journey, but you will have days where there's a toddler crying in the corner and passing out because he falls asleep because he cries so long, or a kid fighting you when it comes to wanting to do math or not do math. And so there are some struggles with it, but just encouraging moms to keep going and to not give up, because the aha moments that happen in your kids and the daily time that you get to spend with them and just all the positive things that come from it, it is such a beautiful journey and so worth it. So.
And what would be the biggest takeaway out of everything you're sharing in this book? Because you're letting people know the real about homeschooling.
The real stuff.
What do you want them to take away or remember after reading this?
I would say give yourself grace and give your kids grace. Homeschooling is different in the idea of learning your kids as students and them learning you as their teacher, because the two are totally different. And the fact that, deciding to homeschool that first year is not going to be, a bed of roses and rainbows. It's going to be hard, just realizing and trying to figure out what curriculum works best for your kid and how they learn, because everybody is different. Everyone's brain is different and wired differently. So what can we do as a mom and as a dad? How do we connect with our kids and how they learn and how they grow? And that's it. I mean, we're in our 6th year of homeschool, and I feel like we're just now getting a good rhythm of who our kids are and where they are, and they change all the time. So when you figure them out, they change. So then you have to kind of like pivot, and how can we do something different and help them where they're at today? So give yourself grace, give your kids grace, and it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine and worth it.
That's a great tip. And for the parents that might be considering homeschooling, and there are more and more that are coming out there, are there any other tips that you might offer them?
I would say, just do the research. There's so many things out there that you can do, and to finding the right curriculum, and try some out. If you feel like you need to dump it halfway through, that's okay. And definitely finding community. Community is so vital in the survival of homeschool. Your kids need people, you need a break from your kids, you need other moms to talk to and to cry with and to celebrate with. And so finding community is probably one of the top things I would say to do.
Great tips and great words right there for other parents at home.
Yeah.
Tiffany, where can people go for more information about your book?
Okay, you can go to TiffanyWasson.com or author Tiffany Wasson on Instagram and Facebook. And my book is on Amazon, but it's also at Barnes & Noble. And it's actually in Barnes & Noble in the store here in Augusta. And I signed some copies for you guys. So
Oh, right. All right.
Thank you so much.
they
We
have the little
appreciate
author
it.
sticker out there, the signature
Yes.
sticker. So
No, we love it. Thank you. Thank you for coming on,
Yeah.
and congratulations too on your book.
Thank you so much for having me.
Coming up, we're taking you to a hidden beach in South Carolina with a unique experience in our One Tank Trip series. That's next here on Morning Mix. Hey there, time for another one tank trip on our Travel Tuesday, and this week we're heading to the beach.
That's right. As our Will Volk shows us, Botany Beach gives you an experience you won't find anywhere else.
It's not your typical drive to the beach. No traffic. Instead, a tunnel of trees.
And this is the South Carolina State Shell.
When you park, a volunteer like Jim Wenthy will greet you.
People come here because it's not built up. It's still like it was and hasn't changed much.
Every year, tens of thousands of people walk down this half-mile trail, and this is what they come for.
There's these dead trees, and it's a very beautiful beach.
Erosion is moving the shore further inland, and it's taking these trees with it. Now at high tide, there is no beach, but at low tide, you get this.
This is a great little location, nice and secluded, quiet, which is what we like.
Jordan Neely brought his family here for the first time.
That's beautiful. It's got the Boneyard Beach here with all the trees and beautiful shells, and not near as busy as a normal beach.
The beach is covered with shells. You can't take them, so instead, many people hang them on trees. Botany Bay may not be your typical beach, but for those who come here, that's okay.
You're not going to find the bathrooms you need for kids and things like that, but it's worth it.
At the beach, Will Volk on your side.
How neat is that? You just don't see trees just laying around, right?
It's like petrified
Tree
forest
trunks and
almost,
stuff.
just laying out all
No,
the
and
time.
it's right by it's right near Edisto, which is just a great place to go to. But that's where I was going to go on my 50th last year, but it was rained out. You couldn't get there because the dirt road was impassable.
Pretty much
To
mud.
reschedule that, and not far again if you are wanting to check that out. It's less than 3 hours away from Augusta.
Yep,
That's right.
And again, it's a beach, so it is free. our favorite word that we like to say.
That's right.
Right now, though, this week, I don't know. The beach is probably not where you want to be this week because we've been talking about all this rain just
Yeah,
kind of
a lot of
slamming the
rain.
coast. You've been mentioning Brett.
Yeah, Brett's out there in the Atlantic. There's another one behind it. That's a tropical storm, Brett, by the way, but still a week and a half away from being anywhere close to us now. So this is just rain that's going to be continued from an area of low pressure. So this has nothing to do with a tropical system, even though it probably feels very tropical right now. Very muggy outside. Thunderstorm activity riding around Orangeburg County outside of Bamberg and Allendale County here at this time. A couple of sprinkles. That's about all we've seen. We haven't really seen much of the sun yet. Probably not going to see a lot of it either today. Mid-70s now. Winds are south. High humidity. We're going to get rain in the afternoon. Thunderstorms packed in there as well. And some of the rain could be heavy at times, kind of favoring more afternoon showers and storms. So it looks like we're going to stay on the dry side through midday. Current temperatures just kind of holding right there in the mid-70s between Evans and Thompson. We're both 75 degrees to 76 there up at the lake, and around 72, 73, which has been the same as this morning since about 3 a.m. out where there's already been some rainfall. Parts of Sylvania and Screven County and Allendale and Bamberg. Low to mid 80s, cutting it about 8-10 degrees cooler than average with the rain chances so high. Some of those heavy downpours could pose a threat for flash floods. We've already got wet soil, and we're going to continue to see the wet soil all the way through the week. So any heavy downpours kind of pose a flash flood risk. As we get through the afternoon hours, here's about midday. We're pumping in warm, moist air still into 5 o'clock. So scattered showers and storms that may even continue late tonight, 10 to midnight. We've got temperatures kind of leveled off in the low 70s. Might even see some of those storms firing up tomorrow morning. So getting wet 7:30 during the morning drive off to work. 80s are back again. But yes, just a lot of rainfall continuing to play out throughout the next few days. Wednesday looks like a soggy one. So does Thursday morning. Mid-60s. It's not really until about the end of the week. Late Thursday, Friday, that we'll finally start looking at a little bit of leeway kind of drying out. But the weekend right now, it might take till about Saturday, and even still on Saturday, there's a chance for storms. We start warming up here. That'll be our first summer weekend. So we hope we can get some nice weather. I don't know if that's going to happen, but as of right now, there's still going to be the chance of rain. Certainly the first day of summer tomorrow is not going to be all that pleasing.
So much for the summer solstice.
Yeah, you just be looking at clouds and rain and wondering when it's going to stop at times.
Not a summer day.
Yeah,
Okay.
kind of a bummer there.
All right. Well, once again, we persevere on through.
We keep going. That's right.
All right, coming up here on Morning Mix, we got the latest on entertainment news right here. Stand by. It's coming up.
We're off to some entertainment news now. An American Idol alum releases her 10th studio album, and a highly anticipated Marvel series hits Disney+. Danya Backus has your eye on entertainment.
Why do you think I came back?
Samuel L. Jackson returns as Nick Fury in Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion, hitting Disney+ Wednesday.
Since you've been gone, things have gotten much worse.
The spy thriller follows Fury as he tries to stop the Skrulls from infiltrating the highest spheres of the Marvel Universe. Actors Emilia Clarke, Olivia Colman, and Kingsley Ben-Adir also star in the miniseries.
Working together to keep peace in a turbulent world.
Netflix has released the first trailer for its upcoming spy thriller, Heart of Stone.
Hardly seems fair. She's developing a sense of humor.
All right.
Wonder Woman's Gal Gadot stars as Rachel Stone, an undercover intelligence operative on a covert mission to combat global threats. Heart of Stone streams on Netflix August 11th. And pop star and talk show host Kelly Clarkson releases her highly anticipated album Chemistry this Friday. The singer, who filed for divorce from her husband of 7 years back in 2020, says the album was inspired by that relationship, the good, bad, and the ugly. Clarkson plans to perform songs from Chemistry this summer during her Las Vegas residency of the same name. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, Kelly.
What did you just say?
I said she's going to be like an Adele with her music. I'm not her voice or anything.
Or Taylor Swift.
Yeah, about relationships, love, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know.
And I'm glad Gal Gadot is doing something else now that she's not officially Wonder Woman anymore. They're rebooting the DC universe, so yeah.
She's always Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But yes, it's nice to see her in that role as well. And we were just talking to Samuel L. Jackson. I think that series is going to do great, especially since it's hitting a streaming platform, Disney Plus. I think a lot of eyes will be on that. Good cast.
Hardest working man in show business is Samuel L. Jackson. I'm going to go ahead and say that out right now.
Some great movies. He's just great.
Keeping it moving here with Netflix. How about this? Actress Linda Hamilton is taking on a new role. While she may be best known for playing Sarah Connor in the Terminator movies, Hamilton is joining the cast of Stranger Things for its 5th and final season. That's appropriate. Stranger Things, of course, is a big hit on Netflix. The company's chief action officer happens to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hamilton's Terminator co-star.
Oh, and look at this old video here.
That's an old photo. That's
old. So he helped announce Hamilton's news during an event in Brazil Saturday. Hamilton says she's a huge fan of Stranger Things. It's unclear what role she will play in season 5. Production on the show is on hold right now because of course, the writer's strike. So I think a lot of our favorite shows, a lot of movies that we're waiting on, I had mentioned this, it's just going to be a mess, I think, when it comes to release dates and filming. But season 5, wow. Stranger Things has come a long way.
They've actually pushed a number of movies back and TV series back, but they've also some completed movies. They've pushed up early now because there are all these spaces that have to be filled now too. Keeping them going here, the self-titled demo tape that the late musician Prince used to land his first recording contract, that's up for auction. Look at that. Boston-based auction house RR Auction is selling the demo, which was recorded back in 1976. It contains unreleased versions of the songs Just As Long As We're Together and My Love Is Forever, as well as the never-released tune Jelly Jam.
So Prince was just 18 years old when he recorded the tracks, all written, sung, and arranged by him. The demo is part of the Marvels of Modern Music auction that ends on Thursday. And just a reminder, Prince died in 2016. Oh, this is going to be something.
It feels just weird. It's 7 years ago.
We didn't say the number yet, right? Up for auction? We didn't mention the price tag.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
What's that going to go for?
What's that going for? Usually they always give like a starting price. I'll have to do more research on that, but I'm sure it's already pretty high.
You know, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. That's probably
that's probably why they didn't put it out there. Like, here's the information. You know what you can afford, okay?
And that won't be it. All right, we've still got more to come. After the break, we're going to check out the answers to our social question. Zaina's inspirational quote also on the way as well. Stand by. All right, another great show here today on Morning Mix. Thanks to our guests for coming by. Tiffany, we had Cammie, we had
Vikash.
We had Scoober.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scoober. He's available for adoption. SPCA, Albrecht Center. Check it out, letlovelive.org. Let's check out some of the answers to our social question this morning. What's the craziest thing a celebrity's fan has ever done? One that you know of, or hey, maybe it was even you. Kenneth, which you probably wouldn't want to mention. Kenneth Brian Carlin, a girl at DragonCon claimed she was pregnant with author Clive Barker's baby. A friend of mine told her that, well, Clive was gay, so probably wasn't going to happen.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Kathy Jack, I once had a student's mother climb the outside of a hotel building to get to Barry Manilow's room. Oh my goodness.
That was not my wife, as far as I know.
Yeah, did this happen before she met you?
I don't know. Jim Wallace, baby Jolene left by a fan for Dolly Parton on her doorsteps in 1973. I heard about this. Completely slipped my mind. The article is there, by the way. You want to go to our page and check that out.
Okay, John here. Back in the day, I remember that women went to Tom Jones concerts and threw, their underwear at them.
That's what I said earlier. Yes, exactly. We got some other answers there as well. Check those out and add your own, okay?
Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with this quote. This one says, the most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. Kobe Bryant said that.
Yeah, but just don't rush the stage or the court to tell him
clearly
that.
Those things aren't great.
He'll do it himself, all right? Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday, guys. We'll see you here tomorrow.
Have a good one.